mic, okay? Hi. Hello. Oh, hi. Hello, and welcome back to Align Strength Coaching. I'm Kelly.
I'm Jordan.
We want to thank you guys for checking out the video. So this series we're currently doing, which opened up our YouTube channel, is Jordan's 12-week prep to the bodybuilding stage. We're going to discuss a little bit about how the last week went, what changes there were. There were a lot, actually, some really good changes. So let's start with last week, actually 2 weeks ago, we changed up our training a little bit. So Jordan and I always trained together. We went to the gym together, shall I say, and we trained in proximity, but we never actually trained together.
We always had separate.
Passing.
We always had separate programs working on different body parts, and we've kind of incorporated similar programming at the beginning of our workouts now.
Mm-hmm.
And we still focus on our individual body parts that we need to bring up at the end, but working out together has been amazing.
It's been great. It's also, you push yourself as hard as you can when you're alone. So it's really nice to push yourself, have somebody else there helping you push yourself, checking your form. Another set of eyes is always great. A spotter.
Yes.
And to help get those last few reps, right? And it's great quality time.
It is. Some of the conversations we have in there are quite comical.
Yeah, when you're a couple who enjoys the same things and are passionate about the same things, it makes it easy. So gym time has definitely gotten a lot better, a lot more fun.
Yeah.
But we also added a trio now.
Yeah, we on our first day of training, doing this new split style that we're doing, we broke off, and I look over, and there's this behemoth of a black man over there. I go up to him straight beeline. I'm like, dude, you are a big mother. And he just got this big smile on his face and was like, man, I really appreciate that. Thank you. We just started talking, had a great conversation. And so Adonis and I have become really good friends now. And by way of that, Kelly is now friends with him. And we have trained 3 or 4 times together now. And some of the best sessions that I think either one of us have ever had. He bodybuilder from a while back. He's won shows in the past. He won Singapore Masters 45 plus a couple years ago. So he brings a lot of knowledge that I don't have. He's already helped me out with my posing. Mindset is a huge thing. It's crazy. So
yeah, he's there, and it's nice to have a big guy helping the big guy. I mean, I can only help so much sometimes. And not only did we add a great training partner, but he's become a really good friend in a short amount of time. So excited to see where it goes, like I said, with the training and just the friendship. So last week, let's touch on your training focuses. So
on the training, my big thing has always been intensity. I believe that it doesn't matter how many reps you do, as long as you're doing them as intense as possible. You can grow off of anything. There are ideal ranges, but if you're not training with the intensity to actually reach a certain level of muscle fatigue, you're not going to grow. That being said, all of last week was really about getting into that focus, hitting every rep as hard as I could.
Yeah, you did.
And then as part of the mind game thing, getting back out of that state between sets, because I go to the dark spot. I go to a very dark place when I'm lifting, and then it's only been recently been able to pull back out of that. And so it's been really cool actually being able to go from that flow state where it's like, okay, I'm in it, and then I come out of it and we're just goofing around and having a great time. So
yeah, and let me tell you, as somebody who steps back and watches somebody work out as intense as he does, it adds a new perspective to my training. I always thought I was intense. I was, but it's leveled me up, I think, in a very short amount of time to realize it. And anytime you're seeing a guy his size or Adonis's size pushing heavy weight, it just, it's kind of cool to watch. So you'll see it. Let's also talk about your diet and fueling last week.
All right, so week 1, I had a pretty significant weight drop, which I was fine with. I was happy with it. I knew it was a lot of water. And so because of that, I didn't do any diet change going into last week because I hadn't plateaued yet. I was seeing the changes I needed. I didn't need to modify. A lot of people change things too quickly, so I decided to just hold there and see what happened. And obviously the fueling for the workouts worked really well. I didn't have any major cravings. That is in part due to using Retta. I do believe that that is a huge benefit to my program, having the GLP-3, keeping those appetite cravings down while helping me utilize all my nutrients better. Besides that,
Well, and just to add to that, my best piece of advice to people is, if you have a problem with cravings, don't keep it in the house. Don't keep what you crave around it, so it's easy to just grab it out of the pantry, grab it out of the fridge. We don't keep those things around. We just never have. So it's like you have to actually physically go out and get it if you want it. So that's helpful as well. Are we changing macros this week?
Yes, we are. So I've dropped both training days and rest days by 300 calories roughly. Mostly all coming from carbs. By way, there's a little bit of fats in there that come out because there's a little bit of, depending on which source it's coming from, and a little bit of protein. So when I drop my oats, there's protein in there, so that comes down a little bit, but nothing is significantly to affect the actual diet structure. Perfect.
And then the one thing that's huge in life, but especially in the fitness world, and especially when you're doing a bodybuilding prep, let's talk about your mental game and your recovery.
Let's start with recovery.
Okay.
Because the mental games, that's a whole picture. Recovery has been changed a lot since moving to Thailand. We have been getting massages for quite some time. Even in the States, we got massages, but we found a new location. I'm gonna drop them because they've been doing such an amazing job. My masseuse Yu down at Emerald Massage at the bottom of the hill on Proudham Knock 5 is probably one of the best masseuses I've ever had. She has worked on my back probably 7 or 8 times now, and if you look at pictures from a year ago to now, the amount that my back can now open up is totally different. She's released knots and fascia that has been bound up for years, and truly the first time that she worked on me, I started crying because I hadn't felt that much relief from pain in my entire life, since Iraq. So it's been a huge benefit to have her helping me out, and I think that just goes in part to talking about when we talk about us being a team together and bringing Adonis in as a team. She's a huge part of my team as well.
And then I go see Da, who likes to use her elbow and literally find knots that you didn't even know was there. So, Jordan will tell you that my lat spread has gotten significantly better. How much do you think I've gained on my?
Just from the muscles that she's released, I don't even know if it's from the training volume that's gone in there. But she's easily got another ½ inch on either side of her lats being able to release out. I think it's probably more. ½ inch is pretty conservative either side.
Nice. So yeah, body work's important, but you got to get the right body work, and we've always prioritized body work, but this is a whole new level. Another thing we prioritize is sleep. I know it's talked about all over the place, but it really is a game changer. I know I feel it when I don't get my sleep in. Recently we added valerian root to our nighttime kind of supplement mix. So we've added valerian root, take ashwagandha, magnesium glycinate, and then I've also put in a herbal melatonin. So it's not melatonin, the chemical version, and sleep has definitely improved for both of us. So that, we always stay hydrated. We're always drinking at least a gallon and a half of water a day. So yeah, those are just 3 of our top daily priorities.
A big thing to add in there with the gallon of water. Now, keep in mind, I'm actually probably a gallon before noon, but when you drink that much water, your body's flushing through all the minerals that are in your body. So you're depleting any kind of electrolyte stores you have because you're just running through it due to the fact that you have water flushing. So that being said, I have about 2 or 3 electrolyte drinks every day. I start the day with one and I end the day with one, just because that keeps all the balances out and helps with muscle contractions and everything else like that as well.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I've been adding more electrolytes too. I always start like he does. I start the morning with a little gut cocktail, as they call it, because you dehydrate when you sleep. You're just breathing out the whole time, not drinking. So start with that. Do that actually before our first cup of coffee. Get everything going. And the last thing, let's touch on the mental game.
Whew. Mental game for me has always been a struggle. Being able to, well, let's just say, I'm usually a very happy person, and with those highs come lows as well. And those lows aren't usually directed more towards myself; they're more directed towards other people when I feel slighted. I can beat myself up all day, and nobody will notice that. But when I feel like somebody's done me wrong, I let that affect me too much. So the goal now for the next mental thing is really controlling that internal dialogue and keeping it more internal, not letting it become external as much.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, we're always work in progress, right? So if you're not, then you're not evolving. So you'll always be 1% better than yesterday. Like I said, cliche, but so true. All right, well, that kind of wraps up this week's video. We recently started a new Instagram page called Align Strength Coaching. Follow us, check us out. We're going to be dropping some stuff on there. Obviously, we both still have our personal pages. We'll be putting our Shopify link in the comments as well. If you have any questions, reach out. See you next week.
Appreciate you being